Flamingos are like the sexiest birds. They are so hot.
I need that clip. Just the last thing you said.
Just flamingos are hot. They're hot birds. Oh, hey. I was just learning how to make money with my camcorder. I think I'm learning a lot more about the proper hairstyle and jacket choice, though. But let's take you for a little studio tour. Dave, are you excited? I feel like I've been talking about it for 3 years, and we've been in here for a year. So, first and most important, you have to open up the screen door in a warehouse, because that's a thing. And this is it. This is the container. Finally painted. Brandon and I have been having some issues, so we just decided to paint down the line. If you've ever seen Wednesday, it's the situation that we've got going on here. Nope, Brandon actually just liked the white paint, so he left his as it is, and I just wanted something that felt a little cozier, making me feel a little bit better. Aside from these wires that are hanging down still, that's why this is the 95% done tour, because that still exists. But when we come back here, we come back to the IKEA shelving unit, basically something that a lot of people have because it's cheap, it looks good, but the one thing that I've added that's a little bit custom are these little MT Pro light bars down here. If we flip them on like a, oh nope, they were on. This is where we're gonna have a cut. I forgot that I did have them. There we go, 5,600. I actually like to leave, I've been finding everything at 32. Getting a little bit warmer, it's a little bit nicer. I can go to my library, read, pretend like I read. And then we go through all the American cinematographer books that I got. These are all very old, June 2014. That was like 10 years ago, Dave. That was a long time ago.
That's when that's all where all my American cinematographer magazines are from the same time.
And then little camera collection here. I actually did use this one in high school. This is actually what my filmmaking career started on, was this guy and a little Sony Handycam as well, going into the T2i, and then just storage down below. But as we come over here to this side, this is the latest addition, is the desk. So I got a fully standing desk. Jesse, Bonner, Christoph, everyone is kind of getting these ones because they're nice to have if you want to stand up and edit for a bit. It's not as clean as the last time we filmed this.
I'm stepping over stuff.
So the nice thing with this is you can stand up, sit down if you want. Shout out to Florence for leaving this here for 2 years now, because now I have a fancy chair, which is called, what is this one called? The Hog. Also from the Foley website, I believe. So I cleaned this one up, had warehouse dust, and now it works great.
What was that?
Underneath, I've got the monitor stand from IKEA. Again, cheap, and it works. Other addition, I don't know where this came from. Dave, is this yours?
No.
This is not your chair?
That's half of a chair.
I found this chair, I found this chair in the warehouse.
You found something.
Behind, it's like a stool or chair. I hope it's not Hamilton Media Centers, because I'm gonna have to give that back. It's a great chair though, because I did in the last video mention that I wanted to add. We turned off.
There you go.
Oh, also, this is one of the pictures that I want framed. But yeah, this was something that I thought I was gonna have to buy, because most chairs that are like that are like $200. I didn't want to spend the money, and I found one in the warehouse. Actually gonna be where I'm gonna have an extra chair, just somewhere if I want to just like sit and read and get away from staring at a desktop the whole time. Have a chair or like a bench or something set up here. And this corner is gonna be a bit more of an accent corner. So I find that in the warehouse, in the studio, you're just gonna find things randomly. Like we just found a bathtub and we don't know where that came from either.
You find what you need.
It's the room of requirements. If we're going Harry Potter, there you go. So the original plan was to add like a slat wall back here, but I decided with the 2 bookshelves, there was plenty. I didn't need to add anything else. But one of the nice things about this chair is that, you know, like I can sit and read if I want to get away from the screen, or if Dave is in here working on a project with me, or anyone else, they can kind of have a spot to sit instead of just hovering over my shoulder using one of the foldable plastic chairs.
Let's get a POV of that. What would that look like if you were to visit Josh? Josh, you sit down.
So
there.
I'm sitting down, and you're the client.
Yeah.
You gotta sit there. I mean, I'm gonna come down to your level. Try not to go too low because this does still. I actually swapped it with the orange one. Can you see that under there? Can you see that? That's the adapter there, and our wall plug is a little janky. So if you don't push in far enough, my lights do turn off there. But how's the view from back there?
The view from back here is A-OK, Josh.
That light does not work as of yet. This is why I said it's a 95% done studio tour, because I do at some point need to add a couple more wall plugs, because right now I have one at this level here, which is kind of a weird spot at this point, and then one down below, and then we have one more in the middle. So clearly not enough. I really want to get one up high, so I get rid of all these dangling cables, because it brings down the clean office look factor quite a bit. One of the magic things about having a shipping container for an office is that everything's held up by magnets in here. So we've got sound panels, lights. Jesse and Dave have everything magnetized as well. And to kind of go along with that, our friends over at Mob Armor actually sent us these really cool cold shoe, or Arca Swiss cold shoe.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Arca Swiss.
Arca Swiss cold shoe mounts, and they got like 100 pounds of grab there. So you can actually hang a camera up there if you want top down. Over onto the bookshelf on this side, something that I'm still building out and I want to do a video specifically on is my Synology NAS. I keep filling up hard drives, and my Drobo apparently has gone out of business. That company is no longer. And I've got a full RAID at home that I have to now transfer over to this. So I've got 128 terabytes coming in, and I can access it from wherever. So that's super exciting. And then finally, I've got the pegboard back here. And I've got a nice office space now. Some would say nicest in the entire studio.
He's lying. Ours is better. Ours will be better. I promise. Oh, this is nice. This is like the, it's like the Jack and Rose spin dance.
Hey, I realized that I didn't really answer a lot of the questions that I had for myself in the second build out video, and a lot of things have changed since that planning phase of designing my space. So let's go through those things. First off, one of the things that I had originally intended on adding to the back corner of the space was actually a slat wall. But after looking at the cost of ordering those slat wall pieces and realizing that I had a lot of things going on in the background of my shots, I didn't want to overcrowd myself and have you guys super distracted as to all the stuff that's going on behind me. So I opted to just not put it in. When it came to paint color, I realized that I need to go even lighter than Iron Mountain, because once I started painting those walls, I knew it would be even darker than I had expected. So I ended up going 2 shades lighter or so with a magnetic gray from Bear. And even though it's still a little bit darker, I can add a little more light and pops of color to really bring up the exposure within the set space. Right now, I've got the pegboard centered directly behind me, but I may actually want to offset that a little bit to add some bookshelves above the sitting area in the corner of my space, so I can display the magazines and books that I want to keep within the space. Now, I'm not totally sold on keeping all of the books and magazines on the shelf behind me, because even though it is a bookshelf and you put books on it, I feel like it's a better use of space to put the products, cameras, lenses, anything that I might be talking about in my videos front and center behind me there, so it keeps it front of mind when you're watching the videos. Or maybe I'll just keep a hot pink flamingo named Carl behind me. I'm not totally set on any specific camera angle right now, but I've been having a ton of fun just experimenting. Putting the camera in places that I couldn't put it before because it either just looked super ugly or I didn't have the space to set up lights or anything like that. Right now I've got like 5 or 6 lights going to get a shot to look good, and that just wasn't possible before when the back wall was just a gear cage. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen over the next 6 months within my container and everything else in Evil Empire. And if you're excited to see what's going to be happening here in our studio, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Also, let me know what you think of the space. It's still a work in progress. All right, see ya.
Hello. Okay, goodbye. Anonymity. That's great. The rim and like get a little bit of the schnauzer. Getting lit up too there, right there. That's like reverse Rembrandt.